Good morning. Testing out some new microphones before we even get started here. Harry Haviland on one. Not sure if these ones are working. It's showing that I'm talking really loud and Brian's not. Just making sure we're not on mute. Oh wait, now are we live? Now we're back live. Hold on. Not on that one. Try the other headset again. Nothing on that one? Not getting service. The new mics sound good. There we go. We're live right now. Can you tell us if you hear both of us? Tell Beej if you could text and let us know if you can hear two of us. That one's not going to be on. You can hear both of us? Pardon? A major delay. There's a really big delay right now, so we're gonna have to wait to see because the players are on the ice. We're gonna try run through this. Big apologies for our lack of professionalism here this morning. We're hoping we can hear Brian. I tested these yesterday. If there, we're gonna get started with video. We can hear me. If there's any issues, we'll see if somebody can send us a note here or something. And we'll maybe have to make some adjustments in the first intermission or shut it down. But we're underway. Taking on Lafayette. First game of this showcase. It's Saturday morning here. Haviland, Bodine, and Stewart out on the ice. You can only hear me. All right, we're going to have to make some adjustments here to get Brian back live. But right now, Stewart's spinning at center ice. OTT Sports Network bringing it to you. Stewart coming across the far side. Bodine trailing in behind him. Walks across the blue line. Lafayette Locomotive picking it up at center ice, knocked away by Haviland. Tips it up to Bodine, trying to come across the blue line on the far board in front of the Locomotive bench. Loco trying to go off the boards, gets held up there, and Lauber's going to come back and pick it up on D with Kolcheski to start this. Graham in net. All these delays with technical difficulties. We're not going to be able to hear Brian. We're going to have to do some work here. We're going to figure it all out in the first intermission, I'm thinking. We'll see if Brian can talk again, and we'll I don't know how to unmute that microphone. I should have brought the instructions with us. There's got to be a button. We'll get it sorted here. But while we do that, Burnett on the far side coming in, takes a shot. Burnett fires that one wide. Bangs it hard off the boards, back out to center ice. Cannonberg racing all the way back into his end. Passing up, looking for Foster in the middle of the ice. Holding on to that one's McGowan going to skate this one up through center to Fredette. Fredette tipping it up and around. Back over to McGowan at the point. Shot in front. And Manick there to pick up the loose change. Dumping it in the piggy bank, making this 1-0. 12:26 left to go. First period action here. We're at Family Sports down in South Sub. It was a beautiful goal there, chasing it down. We still can't hear Brian at all. And it's freezing? Oh. Might have to watch this one live after. I don't know what's going on. I completely apologize. Don't know what's going on. I'm just going to shut this down. Pay attention to the game. We'll sort it out somewhere on the far side. Kolcheski tips that one in. A little bit ahead of the play. Foster still offside. Whistling this one down. 1-0. Your Warriors are leading this team from Lafayette. Tomorrow we're taking on Vegas. We were supposed to be playing Utah on this as well. Utah's not here. This showcase meant to bring in the teams from all around the Rocky Mountain Hockey Federation. I'm not sure who's all here. I'd have to pull it up again. Probably Wyoming and Seattle and Utah and California and Vegas. Get to see some out of state. And what is going on here? Foster getting thrown back to the bench there for something. Bodain's going to step out over. Not sure what Foster did or said there. He just the ref told him to go back to the bench. Could be one of anything from that kid. But they're banging on the far boards. Lafayette Locomotive trying to break it out through center ice, making that pass in. We still got music pumping right through here. They're trying to figure out shut that down. In center, doesn't get the shot off. Lafayette into the far corner, being harassed by Bodain. They put it back out to the point, right under the blade of Lauber, who's trying to tip that one up to Manick. Lauber manages to not get it out. Held into the blue line there by Lafayette Locomotive. Bodain now flipping it back to his forehand, has a little bit of time. All the way over to the far side, sees Fredette hanging on the boards. Fredette coming across the blue line, gained in the zone, taking the shot. Goalie with a glove save. Hanging on, another whistle. Haven't heard Brian yet. Keeps cutting out for about 5 seconds or 3 seconds, but picks up where you left off. Game just pauses and starts again. We might not be getting the best Wi-Fi in here. It's showing us decent Wi-Fi. No, we cannot hear Brian. We're going to shut off in the first intermission. We're going to take you guys through this first period, and then we'll get into our old microphones and see what we can do in the first intermission. As for now, the play's still underway. Cannonberg with a centering pass gets broken up, but as he was looking for Popovic in front. Out to the point. Goes past McGowan. Cannonberg pass up to Weber, sorry. Castile breaking into the corner, pressured up against the boards. Weber banging in there with him. Lafayette through to center. McGowan stops that one. It goes back in across the blue line as Weber was still trying to escape. 10:53, first period action. 1-0 for the good guys so far. Technical difficulties with the OTT Sports Network still here with you. Harry Haviland on the mic. Brian Bodain wearing the other mic that's not working right now. But he's doing the excellent job on the camera, as he always does. Castillo coming in off the blue line, walking in right on the right wing. Takes a shot, goes up off the goalie's blocker. Cannonberg pinching in off the blue line. To the corner to Castillo, turned and dumped all the way back. McGowan racing into his own end. Icing is not going to be called as it's short of the red line as McGowan touches up on it to Popovic. Popovic can't clear the zone. McGowan now fighting for it in front of his own bench. Cannonberg picking it up with a little bit of room, feeds it up to Popovic. Castillo steps across the line ahead of that play, whistled down, and they head back to the bench. Bodain, Haviland, Stewart step out there. Bodain back to Kolcheski, and then it goes in. Going to be a penalty for a trip. Bodain's going to draw that one, and they're going to go on the power play. 10:02 left to go. First power play opportunity here for your Arapahoe Warriors. They're deep into the Lafayette zone. We're down at Family Sports Center. This is one we haven't broadcast yet from, so I'm going to blame all these technical difficulties on that. We will get these new headsets sorted out. They're really fancy and cool. We look really like professional and everything up here in them. Kolcheski getting the body in front of that. Lauber back to pick it up. They spin the other way, coming back 4-on-3. Power play, drop back to Haviland, a little bit below him. Haviland takes a shot underneath the goalie's pad. Lauber's in digging for it. Goalie sits back on it, covering up the puck for a whistle. Another face-off for this team on the power play. 1:14 left to go with the man advantage. Bodain back in the face-off circle. Stewart and Haviland on his wings. Kolcheski and Lauber back on the point. Back to Kolcheski, over to Lauber. Taking the shot, another blocker. Haviland with the second and third attempts. Into the corner, Locomotive trying to get it out of their own zone. Bodine helping out Haviland there in the corner. Bodine circling back around, has Lauber at the point. Can't sneak it back to him. But Lauber holds it in, and then it bounces over his stick at the blue line. Bodine back to pick it up. He's going to pick up some speed, coming through, looking to get set up. As they walk into the offensive zone, drops that back, looking for Haviland. Intercepted by the Locomotive. They come the other way shorthanded. Locomotive gaining the offensive zone. Walk in, take the shot. Graham kicks that one over to the side for Cannonberg. Cannonberg and Kolcheski out there on D. With Cannonberg walking it through center. Building up that momentum, coming across the blue line, trying to go all the way in. Drop that back for Haviland. Now Haviland's got some time. Making the back pass over to Kolcheski. Takes that shot. Bodine looking for the tip in front. Goes off to the side. No, that's Foster out there now. He's allowed off the bench. Probably just a little equipment malfunction. Fredette centering pass tipped by Foster off the goalie. Foster checking back up, trying to find Fredette. That one goes through the crease and stuck out of there by Lafayette. Hand is up, whistle's blown, icing is the call. 5-on-5 is where we're at as Lafayette successfully killed that penalty off. Not without a few good chances there from your Warriors. And this is the time where Brian would usually be talking, but his microphone's not working while I take a sip of my Gatorade. .826 left to go, and they're into the corner with Fredette. Up against the Locomotive players. He's circling in the corner with some time. Fredette still has the puck, backs it out again, trying to find somebody in front. Foster's being covered up there. That one gets back to Cannonberg at the point. Mannix slides across, gets a stick in on the action. Foster walking through the pile. Foster dumping that one in deep. Now they're going to chase it around. Fredette comes to meet it behind the net. And it goes past him with Lafayette going into the far corner. Out to McGowan at the point. Backhand flipped that one towards center. Couldn't get through to Foster, but he's got it again. McGowan at the point. Stick handling around through to the slot. Puck's loose. Bounces into the corner off the backhand of Foster. Out to the point. Cannonberg's there to meet it. Trying to go around and gets tipped out of the zone by Lafayette. McGowan's going to be the first one there. Coming through, gets hauled down at center ice. And Cannonberg comes up with it. Gaining the offensive zone, tries to pass that over to Foster, kicks it up to his blade and then into the corner. Centering pass in front off of Lafayette stick. Fredette couldn't find it in time, but he has it on the far side. Battling against three Lafayette players, comes out with it, shot on net, tipped in front. Foster couldn't find the rebound. They bang that one out, and Kolcheski keeps it in on the point. Back into Fredette, who has Foster wide open. Couldn't get it through to him off the Lafayette stick, in behind. Foster holding his player up. Manick has a chance to keep this one in and does. Back over to Foster in the corner with Fredette in front. Wide! And the goalie comes across and gets a beauty pat on that one. Pressure all over. Kept in there by Lauber. Gets another stick on it, keeping this one in, dumping it in hard. Bringing it around the boards. Some changes are made. Castillo steps out. Lauber holding it in, and they do keep that in. Castillo comes across the blue line. Lafayette turns, dumps it out. Stepping off the bench, Popovic picks it up in his own zone. Building up some steam at center ice. He's coming across the blue line with Castillo and Weber trailing. Popovic comes all the way through, can't sneak it. 5-hole goalie coming down, closing the pads on that one. As Popovic was steaming in with a mission. Lines are changed up, fresh legs on the ice. Castillo, Weber, and Popovic out there with Lauber and Kolcheski on defense. Back to Kolcheski, cross to Lauber. Shot in front, it's deflected a couple of times, and Lafayette's trying to get this one out. Lafayette trying to get some momentum. Lauber stands him up at the blue line. They drop that one back, and the whistle's blown. Outside the zone, we're coming for another offside call. Back live. I'm going to go back on mute.
testing. I don't know if this is working now either. We're gonna see. I know we've got a whole new recording going on now. We've got different microphones. We started a new broadcast. Hopefully you can hear me. It's a new broadcast now. If we froze up, we're back. Second period of play is underway. And I'm trying to get this sorted out.
And we might have my microphone working, we're not sure.
We're gonna check this out. I'm just going back into my YouTube here. I apologize, this is very unprofessional for the OTT Sports Network. It's embarrassing. We need somebody in production here, not just us two clowns.
Okay.
We believe we are back on live. Another shot. Graham's getting some action here to start this period. The power play continues here. 5-on-4 for Lafayette. Oh, I'm not sure. Here we go. Foster walking his way in. Into the corner. Penalties over. 13 minutes left to go. Second period. Kolcheski back over to the far side. Canterbury flipping this one up off the boards, dumping it in deep. Circling around behind their own net is Lafayette. Chased down in there by Manic. One back over to Foster, sees it at the point. All the way to Kolcheski. McGowan walking in, taking a shot.
Holy
Locked
cow.
in front. I don't even think that one got through to the goalie. Canterbury backhanded into Fredette. Behind the Lafayette net. Wrap around, comes in, puts that one looking top corner. Out to center, good stick there by Canterbury. Somebody was picking outside into the center ice. Behind the Lafayette's net. Right up into the corner. They're going to have to go back around the other way, trying to break this out of their own zone. As Manic goes over to pick it up. He's going to leave it for Canterbury. But Lafayette gets to it first. The locomotive knocking all the way down the ice. That is a whistle. We can hear Brian. You're a little bit quieter, but we can hear you guys.
So we finally got me on the mic and the video here.
All right, we're quieter, but you can hear us. All right, we will fix up what's going wrong here and figure out how to run those new microphones at some point.
It's kind of like that guy that never asked us for directions. You didn't bring the instructions, so we didn't know how to use those microphones.
We went back to our old ones. Hopefully they're not muffled either. We found a setting on this Switcher Studio app that we use that says if you're going to be using microphones, push this button. We finally pushed it. Hopefully it's a little bit clearer than what we've had in the past. Lafayette up the far side coming across the blue line, tries to clap one. Doesn't get all the way on that. It just goes on the back of the net. Brings up by McGowan. Checks up on it, puts it up on the boards. Backhanded to Popovic, intercepted by Lafayette. Coming into the slot.
Oh, kick save there.
Lafayette with a little bit more oomph to start this second period.
They got some coal in that locomotive at that intermission there.
I think so. This is not the time for the Warriors to sit back. Popovic can't get across the center line. And Lafayette just turns and dumps it right back in. Puck gets up off a knee, passes it up to Weaver. He's got Castillo breaking in with them. Weaver with the shot.
Oh.
I'm not sure what he was aiming for, but I hope he hit it. Canterbury stepping in off the blue line. Centering pass, can't find it to Castillo. It goes off the locomotive leg. Pop stepping in, tied up behind the net. Gets crunched. Castillo behind the net, trying to come out in front. Gets that stuck way into the corner. Castillo shoots.
Holy moly!
Firing at the ref, looking for that
same
spot that Weaver was shooting at. Another shot. Just keep going a little bit wide. Kolcheski fighting to keep it in over to Castillo. Coming in, with the backhand, he tries to sneak it that one short side, misses the net again. Locomotive pick it up, coming out the other way, 2-on-2, breaking across the red line, across the blue line. Good stick there through the net one, and now Castillo building up some speed. They do a good job staying on side on that long change.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Good work in the bench there. I'm not sure if anybody else noticed that. As we're in the second period long change. And those players were changing and got back outside the blue line as Castillo was racing down the right wing. He took that shot, and it's held on to by the goaltender. Ryan, a little bit more gusto here by this locomotive team.
Yeah, Lafayette sure came out with a With a head of steam, if you will.
Stewart back out to the point.
Holy
Trying to
moly,
get that
that's a
across
dangerous
to
pass.
Wojcicki.
Very dangerous.
Wojcicki still down on one knee. Locomotive now coming in 2-on-1.
Oh boy.
Wojcicki gets back on that.
I guess you could call that a back check, even though it was already back, but way to stay with it.
Now trying to get it out. Lobber on the far side. Haviland skating backwards to center ice. So Lobber's just going to take this one. Coming in, working his way all the way power towards the net. Banged off the puck there, but he's still has a centering pass. Locomotive back over to Stewart. Stripped of the puck in the blue line, and now Locomotive taken out the other way. McGowan on the back check. Swings the stick, forces him to put that one wide. And the Warriors, I don't know what happened to them in the intermission here. Haviland tipping that one right back over to Locomotive. Stick onto it. Haviland now coming in with Stewart in front of the net. Haviland hanging on to it. Can't flip it all the way back out. Tips it up high, bounces over to Beaudin now. Beaudin has room at the top. Little toe drag around one. Haviland with a shot. Blocked second time. Haviland back out to the point. Held it by Cannonberg. Cannonberg flips that one right back in and goes around the back of the net. Stewart pushing his player up. Beaudin stepping in deep. Out to McGowan. Holds that one in. Gonna take it in from the blue line. McGowan comes in now and gets deflected up over the net. Haviland on the backside. Back out to the point. Cannonberg holding it in. Back to Haviland out of the corner. Right across to Beaudin. And he has some patience in the crease. Beaudin hanging onto that one. Putting it up over the goalie's glove. And finally, they figure out what to do with the puck in the offensive zone. Beaudin making this one 2-0 with 8:22 left to go in the second period.
I tell you what, Harry, what a great feed from the corner. That was a great pass in front of the net.
Little bit of patience there as they're figuring out how to play offense and put the puck on net. That one works out. We've seen these slow starts from this team before too, and then the next thing you know, they go and just pile on 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I wish they'd start doing that in the first period so I don't get so anxious. It's not good for my blood pressure.
No.
Into the corner in his own end, McGowan. Sandwich between two players. Up to the far side. Feeding that one up. Foster at center ice. Foster finds Fredette coming across.
Oh, I like this.
Fredette with the shot. Bad save. Oh! Trying to find the second rebound. They're going to give both of them. Foster for the shoving him down after the whistle, and then the slash from his backside. They're both going to get one here. Coincidental penalties taking place after that. Goalie made a couple of fantastic saves on those 2 rebounds.
That goalie's certainly getting his money worth today, Gary.
Wow.
I see the player giving him a little congratulatory kind of tap on the shoulder. He's like, thanks a lot for bailing us out.
Castillo at the dot, 5-on-5, with a couple of players sitting in the box for 1 minute and 30 seconds, thinking about what they did in front of the net. In front, stripped of the puck there, and then kicked out to the point. Kept in to Fredette. Sorry, Castillo going towards the front. Fredette still battling in the corner. Castillo comes in, some big boys in there battling. Fredette's still up against the boards. Castillo's going to be the one with it. Comes in, trying to backhand that 5-pole. Does not get it through the legs. Foley sits back on that one again with another big save. Castillo crashing the net.
We're not seeing that. They don't keep track of the shots on the scoreboard here, Harry, but that's got to be shot number 30, it seems like.
They are absolutely peppering this goalie. He's doing an unbelievable job. I have a feeling they're going to break him down here, though. We've seen this team do it like we were just talking about. When the floodgates open, you just got to keep cranking on that handle. McGowan back to the point. Cross to the far side.
I like that move.
Shot, another save there as Cannonberg's trying to fire one in. Lafayette with a breakout pass. Coming one in on, and Cannonberg doesn't let him go through. Cannonberg gets knocked down, but Castillo's going to pick it up with Fredette. Castillo keeping that one on his stick. Has it again, centering pass to
Holy
Fredette.
cow.
Into the goalie,
Oh,
pucks to
my
lose out to
goodness.
the point. Cannonberg looking to fire. Fredette can't hammer that one home. Gets put up against the boards for his effort, and Castillo has it behind the net. Circling back the other way. Centering and just underneath the stick. Out to the point, stepping in is McGowan. McGowan walking around, backhanded in front through the crease and taken there by Lafayette. Making that feed pass out. Popovic gets back.
Oh, yeah.
Stick on it, breaking it up and knocks it out of the blue line while the player is on the inside. That's going to be an offside with 6:30 left to go. 2-0 Warriors up over Lafayette. OTT Sports Network fixed our technical difficulties. We apologize. Harry Haviland and Brian Bodine here with you Saturday morning at Family Sports. Recognizing that Foster's in the box, Castillo's back out at center ice here. Backhanded to Castillo as Weaver coming through center ice with him. Castillo coming in towards the front of the net, loses it off the top. Popovic with the second attempt comes out to the point. Robert gets knocked down, but Popovic comes out to the blue line to pick that puck up. Popovic gets tripped up, and that's going to be a penalty against Lafayette. Power play opportunity coming your way. 6:05 left to go.
Looks like we're going on the power play here, Harry. This is be a good chance, good time to make it 3-0. Yeah, I'm still holding on to this mic here.
I'm going to have to do some configuring this afternoon. It was working yesterday, I promise you.
We'll get to that spotlight player here in a little bit. A couple minutes, and then, of course, what do we have in the second intermission?
Dun, dun, dun.
We've got our Scott Foster fun fact.
On the power play now, 5-on-4. Castillo wins that one, comes out to the point to Kolcheski. Walking in with the shot. It's loose in front. Castillo can't get to it before the Lafayette player. Robert keeps it in at the point. Coming in deep around the boards for Popovic. Behind the net. Taken there by the Locomotive. Loco trying to backhand this one out of their own zone. Castillo keeping it in at the blue line. Kolcheski stepping into it. Castillo lost in his skates, and then Kolcheski right to the point. They keep it in. Castillo again. And Weaver stepping in. Finally, he puts that one in deep. They chase it down in. Loco's first in behind their net with it. Castillo comes in, around, drops it off for Lauber. Lauber walks in with the shot. It's high in front. Popovic looking to take a swing at it. Would have been a high stick. It bounces down in front of the net. And now the Locomotive come out the other side. Coming in 2-on-5. Castillo breaks that play up. Popovic can't take the puck away from him. They put it in across the blue line. Putting this one in shorthanded with 32 seconds left to go. Popovic circling in his own zone. They're making a change. Got an opportunity to break out here. Coming in 3-on-3. Popovic down the right wing. Cutting through this circle. Power towards the front of the net. Goes through the crease. Castillo now to the far side. Cannonberg keeping it in. Back over to Castillo. Walking his way through with Popovic in front of the net. Castillo with a shot off the post. Banging it back into the corner. They dump it clear. McGowan to Popovic. Popovic inside the blue line. Haviland towards the net. Popovic can't get it all the way through to him, but he picks up the loose change in the corner. Goes up against the boards against a local player with Bodine coming in to his aid. Kept off the stick there by McGowan. Now he's turning around, chasing it the other way. Icing waved off as the penalty is over. Killed off another one. Here's a power play. It's failing to click. Making that dangerous pass up through the middle. Haviland saves it, tips it back up, and now Bodine has it. Bodine walking in, stuck into the side. Bodine still has it, looking for Stewart out front. Bodine chasing it behind the net. Haviland up on the boards. Haviland back passes to himself, into the front. McGowan stepping in off the blue line. Helping him out there is Cannonberg. Gets it into Haviland, trying to center the pass. Stewart's crashing towards the net. Stewart picks it up. Stewart behind the net. Off of his stick. As Lafayette has their blade swinging here, not allowing this puck to get towards the front of their net. Like they've learned some lessons here. All the way down.
That's an
Cannonberg's
icing.
going to go back for it, and it's an icing. 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
While we got a little bit of time, I'm going to quickly get in our spotlight player for today is Cole Manning. Cole Manick, who scored our first goal in the outing this morning. His mom Angela, dad Ryan. Cole's favorite team is the Avalanche. Favorite player, Nathan McKinnon. Fun fact about him is he wants to be a NASA astronaut when he gets older. Another fun fact about him is his dad Ryan used to drive the Zamboni and never got a goal.
McGowan with the shot and Havlin with the tip.
Wow.
As we're talking about our spotlight player of the game, your Warriors take a 3-0 lead with a good shot towards the net, stick on the ice, and Havlin tips it up over the goalie's shoulder.
Yeah, that was a really nice goal. Great shot from the point by McGowan. Havlin right there, like you said, stick on the ice. It's amazing how many times you see some of these kids skate around with their sticks up in the air, like a lightning rod or something. But man, they got to keep those sticks on the ground, and that showed her right there.
Making it happen, and it's now 3-0.
You see how quickly I put that goal on the scoreboard, Harry?
Really quick. We don't even have a scoreboard up, do we?
That's a good point.
Just
put it up there so quick.
Display scoreboard. There we go. Now everybody at home can see what's going on. The technical difficulties continuing here in the OTT Sports Network, struggling on this Saturday morning. McGowan checking it up to Manick. As we're speaking of it, that spotlight player puts it across the front net. It's broken up by Lafayette at center ice. Lafayette just hammering that one in deep. Up the net to Graham, who just about mishandled that one. Saw it in his skates, collapses on it in the blue paint.
Dove on that one.
A NASA astronaut. Wow.
A NASA astronaut, yeah. Or an engineer or something to do with space or NASA, something like that.
A lot more ambitious than I ever was. I could barely spell NASA.
It was interesting talking to Ryan about driving the Zamboni. He said it's actually really hard because you can't see over the top of it. So you think about driving a car, you can see out the windshield, but driving the Zamboni, you actually can't see in front. So you're looking on the side. That's why they're always looking on the side when they're driving the Zamboni. Fun fact about Ryan.
Fun fact there. As Manick breaks it out, but then it gets tipped back in offside. Just outside the Arapahoe zone with 2:22 left to tick off the second period clock. We're going to pump up the jam. Pump it up. Castillo leaning down to take this one as he waits for his Lionies to get set up. Popovic gets into place. One there by Lafayette. Dumping that one in. Graham comes right down on top of it again. Another whistle and another face-off in the defensive zone for your Warriors. Locomotive getting their line set up there. The ref waiting for him. Drops a puck, clean win back. Kolcheski now has it. Being pushed up against the boards, keeping it on his backhand, flips it out, doesn't get past the point. Dump back in. Graham had to be on top of that one. Robert goes down behind the net, swinging the stick. The other player falls to Kolcheski now. Backhands it up the boards, doesn't get it all the way out. Locomotive taking the shot into the corner. Bobber with the pressure. Locomotive trying to feed it back. Popovic finds Castillo, and he's breaking out. Castillo with a head of steam coming across the blue line. Has Weaver with him. Castillo tries to do it, push it towards the front, gets it knocked off, but he picks the puck back up. Goes across the far side. Lobber stepping in from the point. That one gets deflected. Goalie tracked it and caught it on his chest. Castillo coming in hot, couldn't get the shot off. Did a good job hanging onto that puck. Lobber with the shot and another whistle in the offensive zone with a little over a minute and 30 left to go in this second period. It's 3-0 for your Warriors over the Locomotive here on the OTT Sports Network and Family Sports Center. One back by Loco with some time behind their own net. Popovic stepping out into it. They go up off the glass. Gets outside. Kolcheski feeds it back over to Lobber on the far side. He dumps it around the boards. Popovic now in on top of it. Tipping it behind the net. Weaver can't get to it. Back over to Popovic. He goes off the boards, passing it back to himself. Still fighting behind the net. Popovic circling. Back out to the point. Kolcheski turns, shoots in front, blocked a couple of times. Loose puck picked up by Popovic. A player down. Didn't quite see what happened there. I was worried about my tongue twister. Puck picked up by Popovic. Say that 19 times fast. Sorry, we're going to take some time in here and make sure this player's all right.
Looks to be
Goes
okay.
back to his knee. Coach does make his way out there.
We hope maybe he just got the wind knocked out of him or something. You see the
coach is
down
laughing.
there laughing, smiling, and clapping.
It looks like he got the wind knocked out of him. When he finally got that back, he got up to his knee. The coach is telling him to take those big deep breaths.
Big deep breath.
We've all been there.
Or he might have taken that puck from the spot you don't want to take it. He seems to be skating off no problem. Looks like that
he's
player's
holding his
okay.
groin. Maybe he's holding his groin. I don't know what a worse feeling is, getting the wind knocked out of you, or what the alternative there might be. But he's all right going back to the bench.
We saw Kolchevsky go over there and give him a pat on the back, say sorry about that.
I didn't see what the play was, but no penalties on the play. Locomotive have 4 players out there. They're probably going to want to bid one. As we're in the final minute of play of this second period.
It looks like the Locomotive is missing a player.
They need one more player here. They finally recognize that. They're going to come skating all the way back down here. 59 seconds left to go before the start of the second intermission. Out to the point, Kolchevsky keeping that one in. Feeds it across to the far side. Robert having to do some dangling there at the blue line, walking his way in. Still hanging on to it, knocks behind the net for Stewart. Stewart cycles back into the corner. Trying to feed Bodine in front, gets tipped in behind. Bodine over to the far side, Lauber pinching in. Bodine walking through the circle. Bodine with the shot, clubbed down. Haviland knocked down in front, sticks that one back over to Bodine. Bodine up off the boards, coming out of the corner. Banged off the puck there, and then he goes back to get it back. Left it behind the net. Bodine fighting against the Locomotive player. Haviland comes and takes the puck from him. Trying to feed back out to the point. He gets caught up in the jersey of the Lafayette player, and they come out 2-on-3 the other way. Stewart doing a good job keeping that one out. Now Bodine turned around. Bodine trying to find Haviland, who's up ahead of him. Now he's got to go get the puck! Sorry, I lost my announcer voice there for a second. My dad voice might have came out.
I thought that was Scott Foster standing next to me there for a second.
Speaking of
Scott
Foster,
Foster,
it is the second intermission. It's what you've all been waiting for.
What a great lead-in I just did there about Scott Foster. Here's a fun fact. Scott Foster, you know what he does for a living?
I do not.
He sells wind turbines. You know the big windmills?
I do. I'm in oil and gas. We get along really well.
So he sells wind turbines. And I tell you, there's some fascinating facts about wind turbines. And I tell you, Scott Foster is certainly an expert in that field. One of the things I found most crazy about the wind turbines is how they have to build them around eagles, if you would believe it. So there's all these rules about eagles and how many, I hate to be morbid, how many eagles can die per year, and they actually have to shut the wind turbines down if too many eagles are killed. Another thing I found fascinating about this is the sales cycle takes so long. You think of these wind turbines, he's working on these deals for 4 or 5 years. You only wish Scott Foster had that kind of patience when someone doesn't dump the puck deep into the zone, but he seems to have that patience from selling the wind turbines. But I'll tell you what, I've seen him jumping up and down. If you don't dump that puck deep, you always hear him get it deep. He's screaming, pounding on the glass down there. In fact, while we got a moment, there's Scott Foster down there. He's listening in. I hope they're telling the team what I want to tell the team. But anyway, fun factor on Scott Foster. Wind turbines. Now you know a little bit more about Scott Foster.
Awesome job there. Thank you, Brian. And I'm hoping everybody at home across the globe, everywhere, is enjoying your fun facts about Scott Foster every game, every broadcast all season long. If you've got any questions that you would like to know, things that you'd like to dive deep inside Scott Foster's head, let us know here at the OTT Sports Network. We can make that happen.
Send us a text message. You can send it to the OTT fan text line. All standard text rate, message, and fees apply.
And we've got a hockey game here as McGowan can't get it out of his own zone. Lafayette backhands it back in. Warriors should find a little bit more fire under their skate blades here. Just letting that puck sit. Foster gets tripped up there, no call as he gets it across the blue line. And he gets it on his blade now, coming out the other way with Fredette on the far side. Number 3, Foster with some stick handling. Takes a shot.
Oh my goodness gracious.
And he put that one off the goalie. McGowan keeping it in though. Fredette on the far corner. Fredette fighting up against the boards. Foster in there helping him out. They're just going to hold that puck up against the boards until the ref tells him to move it. And they're in there discussing Halloween. Like, you hold it for a little bit longer.
Did you get that one Pokemon in the last pack? That's what they were talking about.
Pokemon's in the packs. Cannonberg diving to keep that one in, gets it knocked off as he then tips it in front of the Lafayette bench. Fredette comes back for it and then gets banged off the puck as Lafayette forces it back out to the blue line. Foster backhands it up on the boards, walking his way out of the corner, Manning towards the net. Foster puts that one into the one of the goals. Wow. Another great save as this goalie continues to find a way to keep the puck out of the net as he's getting peppered with shots.
You know, I think I might be developing our next trivia question here. If you think about this team is named the Locomotive. One of the few teams mascot that doesn't end with S. If you think about the Jaguars, the Warriors, the Hawks, it's like that trivia question about which of the professional teams don't end in S. But you know what, Harry? There's not one NFL team mascot that doesn't end in an S.
Really? I've never had that thought cross my mind, but now I'm going to lose sleep. Yeah. We're trying to think of one. Castillo's not sleeping on the plays. He comes in and Popovic off the goalie's toe. And a rebound is picked up by Lafayette. Fired all the way down the ice. Ref's hand is up and the whistle's going to blow, sitting at 200 feet the other direction. With 12:15 left to go here in the third period. OTT still with you. Thank you for getting up on this early Saturday morning, for getting all your household chores for an extra hour, and supporting your Arapahoe Navy Warriors as we're hosting a bunch of out-of-state teams this weekend. The Rocky Mountain Hockey Federation. We're heading down to Monument, Colorado tomorrow morning for a 9 o'clock game against Las Vegas Storm. That should be a fun one. And everybody's playing all over this greater Denver area. Weaver tips that one in. Castillo behind the net. Oh! Reverse hits that here in the Locomotive trying to bang it out of their own zone. Lauber pitching in deep around back the other side. And the Loco just feed it right back out to him. Lauber at the blue line. Out to the far side. Whoa. Denson. And Popovic gets up with Volcheski. Popovic now stick handling his way into the corner. Fighting off the 2 Locomotive players. And it comes all the way out to the top of the paint and out as Kolcheski backs up on defense. And the Locomotive come across the blue line to get it stuck into the corner. Off the outside of his own net. Wow. There goes crashing into the goalie. Lauber didn't like what he see and took him out of there. Lauber's going to get the penalty for that. The player goes digging for a rebound. Lauber takes him out of the play and goes to the box for 1 minute 30 seconds of shame feeling.
I think there are 9 teams, Harry, back to that trivia question about which mascots don't end in S. I think there's 9 teams in professional sports that don't end with S. Here's an example, the Minnesota Wild.
Excellent. I'm going to have to be thinking about those, but right now I've got to concentrate on this game, as I'm hoping the players continue to do. Coming out of the zone, Stewart short-handed, coming in one-on-one. They're back checking him hard. Stewart comes to the top of the circle, takes that shot. Hang on to there by the goalie. We're going to have a short-handed offensive face-off with 1:13 left to go in Robert's penalty. Wild,
Lightning.
The Heat.
The Heat.
The Heat, the Lightning. Oh, yeah. This is fun.
It is fun.
Making my brain work this morning. Allen off the boards. Allen can't keep that one in. They're racing back the other way. Allen race back. Cannonberg doing a great job sticking that one down in center ice. The Locomotives still have it. Cannonberg gets in front of that one again. Passes it over to McGowan. McGowan's going to ring that around the boards to Haviland, who can't control it, then backhands it to Stewart. Stewart clears the zone. Can't race to it before it's broken up, but Haviland can't force his way through, not strong enough on the stick. Locomotive flip one in towards Graham. He hangs on to that. He's seen enough of this attempt to get it out. And the coaches are also going to change up those penalty killers. With Bodine and Foster stepping off the bench. Cannonberg and McGowan stand out on defense with 36 seconds left to go in this penalty kill. McGowan. Whoop, Graham.
Whoa!
Couldn't handle that one. Cannonberg's going to pick it up behind his net. Off the boards to Foster. Foster trying to clear the zone, does get it out, forcing the reset on Lafayette. But Foster's going to pick it up on the boards. With Bodine racing through, it's off the stick of the Locomotive player. Foster circling back, flips that one up to Bodine against the zone on the left wing. Bodine cutting towards the front of the net, but Foster couldn't find the puck. Goes through the crease over the far side to Bodine. Stick handling his way through, gets tripped up, steps back up, has the puck on his stick. Without that extra player on the ice who just steps back on after that successful penalty kill. Locomotive were able to clear it. But Burnett now walking his way in through the slot. Gets a shot off. He saves that one and kicks it over into the corner. Foster now behind the net. Locomotive player goes down. Foster has the puck with Burnett in front. Flips it to him. Burnett with the patience. Goes down. And after that, right in the back of that line. Taking this one 4-0 with 9:36 left to go in the third period. Good patience there by Burnett in front of that net.
Settled it down, got it right where he wanted on his stick, and then just lifted it right into the goal.
Foster winning that one back to Lauber. Puts it up off the boards to Manick on the left wing. Manick coming across, flipping it to the center to Foster. Burnett's right in front. Puck is loose. Kicked out to the Locomotive. Burnett on top of it. Winning that battle back into the corner. Foster back to Burnett. Foster coming out of the pile with it. Centering pass picked up by Locomotive in the slot. Pavla skating back over into the left wing. Lauber stepping in off the point. Foster controlling. Tipping it to Manick in the corner. Burnett battling in front, trying to find positioning. As they're looking to get it towards him. Lauber stepping in Grim from the point. Gets a piece of it, but then Locomotive picking up, coming out the other way. Burnett on the back check, forcing the flip into the corner. Kolcheski's going to chase down.
It just rolls off your tongue so smoothly now, Harry.
Oh, remember the first couple of days?
I remember that. It was hard to listen to.
Kolcheski.
Yeah.
Oh. They cornered me in the parking lot, threatened me with all kinds of things, and forced me to learn how to say Kolcheski. Shot from the point, that one goes weak and wide. Kolcheski now chasing it down. Lauber in behind his own net. Wrapping it around off of his pink tape, straight up to the pink tape of Manick. Manick all the way across. Saw it all the way was Lafayette. They get a piece of it, but Burnett battles harder and dumps it in deep.
Wow.
Stuck down there as they were just trying to clear this zone. Lauber on the far side, working this one up in front of the penalty boxes. Lauber still battling. That player gets knocked down. Lauber's still in there. Popovic now puts it up ahead. Castillo's going to get it as Pop goes racing towards the net. Castillo trying to center that one. Goes through the crease. Popovic picks it up. Gets banged against the boards. Castillo working his way towards the front. Tries to sneak that one short side. Goalie saves it. Weaver steps into the play. Picking up that rebound behind the net. It's behind him, and Weaver has Popovic out front. Weaver takes his time getting this one set up. Walking on way to go. Weaver stick handling his way towards the front. Locomotive get a stick on that, and they backhand it to the point. Cannonberg gets a backhand on it, keeping it in with Popovic. Dumping it in deep, and Castillo chasing it down and behind the net. Looking for the trailer, picked up by a Locomotive. And they finally managed to clear. This one's not going to make it down, and Locomotive's chasing him. McGowan and Cannonberg can't get back to it first, but they do get a stick on as they try to pass it out. Get it up to Weaver. He's going to feed Castillo on the far side up the right wing. Popovic skating in with him. Castillo coming in, can't stick under his way through. Puck still loose. Popovic flips the backhand up in the goalie. Didn't even know he had it, but he did. Managed to keep it out of his net. The 4-goal differential means run time here with the last 6 minutes and 26 seconds of this third period. Bodine, Stewart, Haviland back on the ice with Robert and Kolcheski. Graham's still back there in the net. He's counting the twine in the back of his goal. These guys have been doing a good job here in the third period, keeping it away from the back from him. Bodine's in the offensive zone now. 2 players going towards the front. Bodine circling, centering pass through the skates, and Lopo picking up. Lopo making that pass at center ice, coming out the other way. Graham getting set, but Lobber stops it before it gets too deep. Bodine now on his backhand, working his way up the wall, gets tripped up, passes it over to Haviland, delayed call on the way. Haviland on the backhand, still muscling his way behind the net, kicks it back up. They're going to tag. Oh, they didn't tag up on that.
Yeah.
But they're going to blow the whistle anyway. The penalty upcoming for a trip on Bodine at the blue line. Locomotive going to the box and a power play opportunity here with the 4-0 lead for your Warriors. Left to go. We apologize to everybody. I know that you had to anchor in on your Mediterranean cruise just to get the proper Wi-Fi to see us, and we were messing it up this morning. We will get all of that stuff fixed. I'm actually just going to go to Monument tonight so I can spend some time making sure we've got everything set up and ready to go. Tip in front, Foster had it in his skates. Now Fredette's on the far side. Around Fredette, back over to Lobber.
I like that puck movement.
Kolcheski with the shot in front. Goalie with the save, and Lafayette clears the zone. Lobber coming all the way back to pick this one up, rolling in front of his own goalie, trying to settle this puck down, still up on end. As he's finally gets it settled down as he comes across the red line. Lobber stepping in, walking his way through, gets tripped up, and Lafayette has it in front. Goes through Manick, and Lafayette's going to clear the zone again here. Short-handed, breaking out the other way. 45 seconds left to go in the power play as Lafayette coming through. Lobber swings a stick and it bangs it off the backboards. And breaking it up the far right wing. Kicked off the Lafayette player. So they were trying to go across the ice with a pass there. Lobber settling it down. Up off the boards, feeding Fredette. Fredette tips it up off the bench, and now he's held up against the boards. Physical play there as Foster checks up across the circle. Has a face-off dodge. Foster shoots off a stick. Rebound bounces over Manick's blade. He still has it behind. Tipping it up to Foster. Lafayette clearing their own zone, managing to kill off another penalty. Here's the final 4 seconds tick off of that as they dump it deep into the Warriors zone. Held up there by Graham as McGowan now getting set up, coming out of his own zone. McGowan up to Manick. Bounces over the blue line. Flipping that backhand up to Fredette, just ahead of him off the Lafayette bench. Fredette powering his way in deep in the offensive zone. Held up against the boards there. Lafayette doing a good job pinching these guys up against the board and taking the puck away from them. Canterbury can't hold the blue line. They turn around 2-on-1 the other way. Locomotive trying to get a shot off. Can't do so. Tip back to the trailer. And Canterbury's coming over. Canterbury and Popovic coming racing. Castillo on the far side. Canterbury makes a pass over to Castillo. Takes the shot. Puts it a few inches up over the crossbar and off the glass. Popovic back to center ice. McGowan now back into his own zone. That's going to be an icing call here with 3:10 left to tick off this runtime clock in the third period. OTT, thanks you for your Saturday morning efforts of getting out of bed, turning on the TV, or maybe some of you are still sitting in bed. Hopefully you went and got your morning margaritas before you turned on the OTT, because you would have needed one to put up with us this morning.
Well, we got it all worked out finally, Harry.
And hopefully these microphones actually work with that right button we
that's
pushed.
a good point.
We're going to have to work out those headsets. Annenberg into Castillo. Line up against the boards against 2 players. Swinging it around the far side of Popovic. Popovic trying to use the point. Saw there, but McGowan fights his way back into the corner. Locomotive doing what they can to get out of their own zone. Castillo stepping in, putting a body on him. They bring the pass back and then flip that one deep and out of the zone. McGowan's going to have to come back for this one. Icing is going to be the call, though.
About 2 minutes left in the game. I think barring something just catastrophic, this looks like could be another Warriors win here.
It is looking that way. Castillo's going to get a penalty.
Let's see what happened there.
Not sure what was going on, but oh no, that's okay. Never mind. He's in the box for the next minute and 30 seconds. 2 minutes left to go on the clock. Canterbury's going to pick this up behind his own net, killing out this penalty. Rifles around the far side of McGowan. McGowan trying to kick this one up to his stick. Tips it ahead, they're waving off icing. Player throws a stick at him, but Lafayette gets to it first. McGowan trying to kick that one behind the Stewart. They knock it up off the boards. McGowan stepping in from the blue line. Back in on McGowan, walking his way out of the circle. On the back end. Lafayette behind their own net, tipping that one up. Can't clear the zone, but Dane doing a good job holding that one in. Attempting his best Johnny Cash impression as he was walking the line. All the way back now, Kolcheski in his own zone with 1:18 left on the game clock and 45 seconds left to kill off this penalty. Canterbury trying to go through center ice. Kolcheski now going back as the puck was knocked back into their defensive zone. Not allowing the Locomotive to get set up here. Bodine tips it out of the blue line, and he could be chasing this one down, flips it up to Stewart. Final minute of play in the third period, 4-0 right now for your Warriors as they're fending off a penalty for the next 18 seconds, and Bodine coming in across the blue line. Lafayette break that one up before he gets to the top of the circle. They flip it up to the far side. They're walking across. Stopped there by Lauber in front of the net. Drops his shoulder and walks his way back out of his own zone. Tipping this one out. Lauber's going to chase it all the way in. Nice in way block. Goes in. Players run into each other, both going down behind the net. Lafayette coming out with it. And we've got one of the players down behind.
Oh boy.
As him and Lauber both crashed into each other. Tending to this player who's now rolled over on his back. Hard crashing on the boards, those are always dangerous. He's sitting up and getting up. Getting a hand from the crowd. And taps from the players. Makes his way back to the bench. Lauber goes over to give him a fist bump as you know both players were going hard into the boards there. Unfortunately, that guy took the brunt of it. 21.9 seconds left on this third period ticker. 4-0 is the score. With, I don't know where shots were again, Brian, but this goalie did an amazing job today. A lot of attempts here by the Warriors just didn't get through. They're going to keep doing it here with Lauber at the point. Takes another shot. And goes tip, all the way out. Lauber had a good one running off all three posts. It manages to make its way back into the crease where Foster was standing. Foster hammers that one home. Clock's going to wind down. Buzzer's going to sound. The final is going to be 5-0. First game of this showcase here from the Family Sports Center. We are going to be live on the air tomorrow from beautiful Monument, Colorado. 9 o'clock in the morning, taking on the Las Vegas Storm. We've heard some good things about that team. It's going to be a challenging
that's what
game.
We heard that.
Tune in with us to get all of that action tomorrow morning. The OTT Sports Network, we promise to be a little bit more technically savvy
Do you know what's up with DeLue? I see him down there, not in pads. He's injured or something. I don't know what happened to him.
Concussed.
Oh, no. When did that happen?
DeLeo, I am not sure. I just heard about it. He was feeling good, but the doctor's orders, he's going to be missing these 2 games, so he's good for the rest of the season. Just making sure you're all mended up, staying healthy. We're going to keep everybody here healthy. We're hoping you all stay healthy on behalf of all of us here at the OTT Sports Network. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Harry Haviland, and I'm signing out.
There's something kind of strange I just noticed there, Harry, is that there's only one player on that team who's got their name on the back. It's that goalie, Mitchell. I don't know why no one else has their name on the back of their jerseys.
Maybe he just did it on his own, I guess.
Yeah. Well, give your fans all something to think about until the next broadcast. Which of the mascots do not end in the letter S?